Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yessik here again to bring you a short first impressions review of On the Slick Precipice of Darkness, Episode 1. Now, this is a game that was released by Penny Arcade and another game developer whose name I currently forget. And it's a classic RPG that has really fun twists, really quirky sense of humor, and that I really enjoyed playing. I picked it up on Steam recently because both episodes, Episode 1 and 2, were on sale for $3. And while I will never be playing a Let's Play this series, because let's face it, RPGs make for bad Let's Plays without judicious editing. I did enjoy playing it, and I am going to play it all the way through, and have played it way past this point already. Now, I've put this on the very hardest mode because I could not resist saying I'm Death Incarnate, which is what your character says when you put it on the highest difficulty. Now, putting it on the highest mode completely screwed me over, because this is damn hard. It's hard as balls. And the combat system's unique, and it takes a bit of getting used to, which is another reason that it's really hard as balls for me. Now, the combat system has a lot to endear itself to me. It has these quick time events, which in most games I hate, but in RPGs I think are like the best thing you can add, especially these turn-based RPGs. It makes the game not depend entirely on just clicking on enemies and have a bit of coordination and skill put in. Now, this game has a few core elements to the combat. There's special moves, normal attacks, items, and blocking. To block when the opponent attacks, right before they block you have to hit the spacebar. And there's three things you can do. You can either miss the block, well, four things I guess. You can do a partial block, which takes away about half the damage that they would normally do. You can do a block, which takes away most of the damage. See, there you go, 5 damage right there. And you can counter, which takes away all the damage and has you counterattack at the end. Now, I don't know if counter happens at random when you normally block, or if it's a timing thing. I have not been told in the game, but I think it may be a timing thing. Now, what I don't like about this combat system is that it is reliant on the mouse and clicking on the enemies. Now, this wouldn't be such a problem, but the game seems to slow down my mouse movement. I have it turned up to full, and I have it turned up to full in the game, but my mouse seems to crawl across the screen at a really slow pace, which makes me often misclick or click on the wrong enemy or click on the wrong thing or just not attack in time. Now, for this I would have preferred kind of a controller-based or maybe a keyboard-based attack system. Assign hotkeys to all the attacks maybe. But it's a fairly minor flaw in what is essentially a glowing, bright gem in the industry of RPGs, or of at least turn-based RPGs. Now, as you can tell, one other thing I really enjoy about this combat is the gore. And I know that people think, oh, gore, it's so immature, but really, I think what's more immature is having somebody put an icicle through somebody else's eye and have absolutely no blood. That's ridiculous. I think people are saying gore is desensitizing our kids to violence, video games are, and that we should be mediating it or restricting it. And yes, we do restrict it. We have ratings for games. It's what they're for. Don't buy your kids crazy gory games. Anyways, I just feel that it adds a bit of a sense of reality, or like you're actually accomplishing something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling. Anyways, as you can tell, I really screwed myself over in this fight by forgetting for the first half that I could block. And so far, my favorite character is the only one whose name I don't know. The one on the left who I'm using right now is Gabriel. One in the middle is me, and I named myself Yessik. The one on the right, I completely forget his name, but he's my favorite because I love how he just has the book, throws it up, and then shoots them with a Tommy gun. I'm assuming that's to make fun of the usual RPG thing of not using guns ever. Well, short of several RPGs where they have guns, but they don't seem any more effective than using your fists. Tycho is his name. There we go. As you can see there, you get some really interesting items like mime traps, which are invisible traps. and that mimes fucking hate. Anyways, I ran across this guy shortly after that battle, and I decided I would show you because I thought not only does my character look strangely like Seth Rogen, he also acts strangely like Seth Rogen. He has the same kind of like dry, teenagery sense of humor, or I guess I'm not a teenager anymore, 28-ish sense of humor, 21-ish sense of humor, and does basically the exact same thing I would do if I was trying to make fun of the mime in this situation. Well, almost the exact same thing. I don't think I would immediately go to the Mima Mima Bo Bima song, but, you know, the thing I do next, which is calling his mom a complete bitch, is something I would probably do if I was trying to get a rise out of a mime. And I would also probably sing the Scarborough Fair song because I love Scarborough Fair. Anyways, the reason I left this scene in is because I thought I would show you some of the humor rather than try to describe it myself. Because no matter how I described it, I could not tell you if the humor would appeal to you in this game or if you would just kind of be like, this is immature and stupid. So I left some in just so you could see what was going on and what type of game it was, what type of dialogue it tried to go for. So in this fight I do considerably better. Mostly because I remember that I can block and that it is probably a good thing not to have all my guys die within the first 30 seconds. The other thing I like is the variety of enemies. Like, there doesn't seem to be more than a couple types of enemies in each area, but all the enemies are unique, have their own features, their attack animations are fun, and destroying them feels like you're actually accomplishing something. Or maybe accomplishing something's the wrong word. They feel like things you want to be killing. Not to mention, in this hardest mode, which I would highly recommend playing unless you're a very inexperienced gamer, it just really makes the combat hard, makes it satisfying to get through each battle, makes the boss battles really satisfying, makes the whole game so much better in almost every way. As you can see, the priest is still in the background there, the Pope of Mimes. The backgrounds are fairly consistent when you enter battle. You won't find yourself in a completely different area, which you do sometimes in Final Fantasy or any of those old JRPGs. Or the new JRPGs, I guess, too. Anyways, this is Yessik here, and I thought I'd bring you a glowing recommendation for this great RPG. If you love turn-based, if you love Penny Arcade, you'll love this game. Yessik out.